I'm serious. Like, act like a grown-up person. Me and my brother went out to eat with our friend Alden, and Alden and Chris were really good friends, and he invited him to come. So we had dinner at Mucho's. It was the first time we ever met. My first impression was interesting. He was very cocky, I guess.
I thought she was cute.
He came to my house and picked me up, and we went to Canton to watch a movie.
I got to talk to her dad, big scary guy.
It was in December and it was freezing. I guess I was nervous, but I was freezing all the way there, and I wouldn't tell him to turn the heat on, so I froze.
I even asked her if she was cold driving down there, and she told me no.
I'm fine.
She's fine.
Yeah. Then we went to Longhorns, and I wouldn't eat anything because I thought I was gonna get sick. So it made him mad that I wouldn't eat.
It didn't make me mad. I was just like, why isn't she eating?
He brought me back to the house and walked me on the porch, and my little brother was like peeking through the blinds, and it was so annoying. And
I was in this little phase where I thought I was really cool. So, of course, I was gonna try to kiss her on the first date, first time we hang out, but I really liked her after we went on the date, so why wouldn't I try to kiss her?
oh God, he said it on our second date.
Accidentally.
We had come back from the movies, and we were sitting in his room, and his dad had come in to talk to us, and then his dad got up and left, and Chris was just like, I love you. And I was so freaked out. I was not gonna go out with him again. He got so embarrassed and didn't want to talk to
God.
me. He didn't talk like the rest of the night.
The worst driver is her.
The worst driver is him. I drive fast. But
She
this
drives fast, she rides people's butts.
He stops paying attention to the red lights, so he just runs through them like it's nothing. Like, oh, was that red? My bad.
The majority of the time, she's a worse driver than I am.
No.
The biggest two pet peeves Madison has. Picking my face.
No.
Pet peeves.
When you have to correct everything.
Okay, yes. Got it. Whenever I have to correct everything because I'm always right. I hate exaggerating.
Yeah, that's why he corrects me, is because I exaggerate on stories.
Yes.
I'm letting you admit this one on your own.
Okay, so she's the messiest.
I'm a clean freak. He likes leaving clothes.
I am messy to a degree. I completely agree with that.
He doesn't like when things are messy though. Like, he'll have a mess and then he'll be like, Madison, can you please pick this up for me? It doesn't get any easier. You just you learn to deal with it, I guess. So I'm used to the fact that I go I can go a couple weeks without really talking to him.
About 2/3 of the amount of time we've been together, I've been in the military. The worst part to me was the very beginning though. Boot camp, you can't do anything, of course, barely any contact. But once I got finished with all the initial training and I could kind of live my own life while being in the Marine Corps, and we could travel back and forth a lot more, that's what made it a lot easier to me. The thing I admire most about Madison, her ability to put up with me. That's the biggest one. She's probably the kindest, sweetest person I've ever met. She's full of love, and she always sees the good in people. She's got the best smile.
What I admire most is how big of a heart he has, even to people that take advantage of him, or people that, like me, that really doesn't deserve all the stuff that he does for them. He always comes through and works really hard for everybody.
I realized she was the one. It wasn't until I was in the Marine Corps. she just dealt with me. I know I was really hard at that time. I was getting used to a new lifestyle, and I know I wasn't an easy person to deal with. I made it really hard on her, but she stuck with me, and it just made me love her so much more.
It wasn't right away. It was after he was in the Marines, and when I realized how long he was going to have to be away and how I was going to have to, handle both of us separately, I realized that was something that I wouldn't want to do for anybody else.
My favorite memory with her would be the time we went to Colorado with her family for a full week, or 2 weeks. And at that point you'd think you'd just get sick of somebody, but I never got tired of her. I still liked hanging out with her the whole time we were out there.
When he graduated MCT, we drove to North Carolina, and when I first got to see him, and they were in formation, and then they were released or excused or whatever, they could go talk to their families. He just ran up and it was so excited, and it was different from boot camp because he had been so structured and he couldn't he was not comfortable talking, I guess, but that was my favorite memory, was when I got to see him after he graduated MCT. I didn't know when, but he kept dropping hints, I guess, that it was going to happen soon. But the day that he actually proposed, I had no idea. He asked if I wanted to go eat when we got back from the lake, and we hadn't eaten all day, so I was starving and I wanted to. But then he told me to start getting ready, and he said we were going to go to the Cheesecake Factory, which is an hour away, and I was not up for it. I was so tired, and he kept please, I really am craving cheesecake. And then when we got to the restaurant, we ordered and everything, and I was stuffing my face full of food, and he was sitting there, and I was like, you just said you were starving. Are you not gonna eat? His face was red, and he honestly looked like he was gonna be sick, and he kept checking his phone, and then he kept apologizing for checking his phone. His face got all the blood drained out of it. He just said, I can't wait anymore. And when he got up, I could tell on his face what he was about to do, and I turned to the wall and was standing. I was like, you're not doing this right now. And he was like, yeah, I am. So I turned around, and I didn't know that Andrew was there at all, taking pictures. And once he got down on one knee, everybody started looking, and I was just I didn't know what to do. I did cry, but I wasn't bawling. I was pretty much you're not doing this. Really? Are you doing this?
Starting this next chapter of our life together, I couldn't be more excited. I've been waiting for a long time, or at least it feels like a long time, and I'm just ready to spend it with you. And there's nothing I want to do more than that, and I love you.
I'm super excited for the wedding and for everything after. I know at least the next year, the first year, is going to be hard because you're going to be deployed, and I'm still going to be in school and everything. But hopefully it's not going to be too hard, and it won't be that long of a deployment, and then you'll be back, and we'll finally then be able to start our lives together.